New rules around owning XL bully dogs come into force from today as the government continues its crackdown on the breed. XL bullies were added to the Dangerous Dogs Act at the end of October after the Prime Minister declared them a danger to communities following a series of fatal attacks. Well, from today, it is a legal requirement for XL bully dogs to be kept on a lead and muzzled when out in public. It's also now illegal to breed, sell, advertise, gift, exchange, abandon or let XL bullies stray. And owners are being told to apply for an exemption certificates to keep their dogs. And that's from the 1st of February. So it'd be a criminal offence to own an XL bully dog in England and Wales without that all-important certificate. Well, joining me now is Niall Barnes, a dog behaviourist and the owner of MB Dog Training. Very good morning to you, Niall. So what do you make of these new rules that are coming into force from today?
I think the rules themselves, they make a lot of sense because the goal is to increase public safety. I just think that on their own, I don't think they're enough, and I do think they're being rushed through a little bit.
What do you know about these XL bully dogs, their behaviour, how they act? Tell us a bit about their character, I suppose.
It's really difficult to do because they only became a recognised breed really recently. They weren't actually noticed as a breed, so it's hard to say, oh, they're exactly like this because they're brand new. They've been categorised for for the ban itself. They are bred for tenacity and to be strong and powerful and to be full of energy. So in the wrong hands, that can often become a problem.
Yeah, we always hear that, don't we? Because we always hear that it's not the dog, it's the owner. How true do you think that is in the case of American XL bully dogs, then?
I think it's truer for this breed than most, but I think it's really, really short-sighted to say, oh, it's only the owners, it's never the dog, because genetics do play an enormous role, and that's not just the genetics of the breed, but the breeding itself. So if that dog's been bred because there's a high demand for it, there tends to be other problems that come with over or poor breeding. So behavioural issues, physical issues tend to be one of those. And because they have this status symbol attached to them, they've been bred really, really they've been overbred, I guess.
Have you been in contact with XL bully dogs? Are they able to be trained, as it were? Because, put the emphasis on owners. All good dog owners will keep their dog on a lead. If they need to wear a muzzle, they will. And so what I'm trying to get at, I suppose, is that you can have all of these rules, but it comes down to the owner, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. The owner is responsible for that animal, whether it's an XL bully or a border collie. I think that they are able to be trained. I work with lots of them because of the popularity of them, and obviously recently I've worked with a few more because people want to make sure they're trained well. They can be trained just like any other dog. They're not this random savage animal that exists separate of dogs. But I think the issue is it's not about their training so much as some of them have this trigger and some of them are raised poorly, that they're as trainable as any other dog.
What do you think then about the ban? Is it the right thing to do? Because there'll be a lot of people today that won't have the money for a £95 certificate. They won't want to muzzle their dogs. And therefore, do you think we'll see more attacks like we have in the past?
I think the ban on its own, if that's all it ends up being, is a terrible idea. I think it's an awful idea if all we do is ban this breed and do nothing else to change how
what else can
dog
you
ownership
do, then?
works.
If you don't have these rules in place, what else can you do to make sure we don't see? Because there have been horrific attacks.
For me, it's the barrier to ownership of dogs. It's too easy to get a dog like this that can do such damage. And whether it's one of these, whether it's a German Shepherd, a Malinois, it's so easy. I could if I had enough cash, I could go out today and come home with a German Shepherd or an XL Bully or another breed that could do a lot of damage. And if I don't know what I'm doing with that dog, I'm putting a lot of people and other dogs at risk, and it's too easy to go get that dog. So I think if they put this ban in place, as well as overhauling the legislation around dogs as a whole to make it a safer process to get hold of a dog, then I think it's okay. But if it's all they do, I think it's a terrible idea, because we'll be back here in a few years with a different breed when it happens again.
OK, for now, Niall Barnes, thank you so much for your thoughts there on the ban coming into force.
Thanks.
on XL Bully dogs. Thank you.